Matilda here. Just wanted to do a quick video about this piece while it's still in progress, because I've done some in progress videos of the other pieces in this series. So I thought I would just talk a little bit about what it is kind of speaking to me so far. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. I don't really know where the idea of having lips as a landscape came from, but I love painting landscapes, and so far this piece has really made me laugh a lot. It's just hilarious having lips and tongues all over the place. I think it's funny. I've been trying to think of what it means to awaken the sense of taste. Basically what I'm thinking right now is really your words and how your words were to taste. How would your words taste? Would they taste bitter, sweet, loving, delicious, painful, tearing down, building up? Like, what kind of words are we expressing each day to others? And how is God using our mouth to speak to others? How aware are we of the words that we're speaking? And I've become very aware that not just the words I'm speaking, but the emotions and the thoughts behind the words. I've become very aware of how those very, very powerful emotions and words are creating my life. And it's interesting because you wouldn't think you actually had that much power to really change the course of where your life is headed. And you would definitely not think that your words were something that would do that. I have seen very many times the power of my words coming into play in my life. And it's not necessarily that if I say, oh, I'm gonna find $1 million today, that I will find that, but it is to say that if I am speaking something, then on a very real level in my mind and in my subconscious mind, it's true to me. Whether it's true to other people or not, it's something that I hold as my reality. And the words we speak are the easiest way to see what is in our hearts. And in my opinion, it can be almost easier to watch the words that you say than it is to watch the thoughts that you think or the beliefs that you hold, because they're not as tangible and easy to experience. And there's a verse that says that the teachings of kindness and counsel are on her tongue. I guess I've always wanted to be the Proverbs 31 woman, and full of wisdom and counsel and kindness. And it's interesting that at the time of painting this painting, I'm also feeling called to speak a little bit more and talk a little bit more. Like, I'm starting up this art program that starts on January 26th. I'm just going to be talking about our words and our thoughts and our actions. And it's just interesting because this painting has become a prayer and a manifestation for me that my words would be teachings of kindness and counsel for others, and that I would give more freely of myself in that way. So I guess even more so than a manifestation for myself, this painting is a prayer for truth to be spoken by all of humanity, and just that our words and the things that we say would build each other up and like grow the planet and the overall collective consciousness to be just truthful. And not that truth is any one thing, but just that it would be uplifting and positive. And I'm not sure if positivity is like the #1 goal, but I certainly feel called to be positive and to be uplifting, and so that's really kind of where I'm putting a lot of my energy. And I would hope that all of humanity would be touched by that and be inspired by the way that I'm showing up in the world, and that other people would be inspired to show up in the world in similar ways. So I guess it's just this idea of our words being sweet words that plant seeds of growth and beauty. And this painting really is a lot about growth, and just like how nature is falling into place naturally, and how life should fall into place naturally. I got the messed up spot right there. What will I do? There's always like spots where I get paint on my hand and then mess up an already done place. So nobody else would notice but me. And then of course there's the opposite, which I think has its own place and power, but those words that we say that uproot and destroy. And I think, you know, to some extent it's good to destroy so that you can have new growth and a place for renewal and learning and so forth. But also it would be really great to maybe limit the amounts of things that we say that destroy people, you know, and not necessarily people, but just all things. Like, if we are destroying with our words, if we are using words that are necessarily negative, do they have purpose? Are they being used to renew in the end? Like, is there an overall goal? And I guess what's so beautiful that's coming out about this painting is that we never really do know the overall goal of, or the overall plan, or the way that the tree's going to grow. We don't know the way the plants are going to branch out, or the way that the streams are going to flow, or the way the puzzle of our life is going to fall into place. And that's been a beautiful theme in my life lately, of just like being more open to how things happen, and knowing that I don't always have everything figured out, and knowing that I don't have to figure everything out, and knowing that things are so beautiful the way that they unfold if we just let them happen naturally. And actually I was listening to the Tao Te Ching yesterday, and a verse came up, and it said, kind of goes along with this topic. It says, "The master takes action by letting things take their course. He does not collect precious things. He learns not to hold on to ideas. He helps people find their true nature, but does not venture to lead them by the nose. Rushing into action, you fail. Trying to grasp things, you lose them. By forcing a project to completion, you ruin what is almost ripe." And I love that idea of not rushing the ripening of your life, and even of a painting. Like, it's so easy to think that I need to hurry up and get this painting done so that I can move on to the next one. Or especially, you know, not just painting, but just in life, I've really learned how to detach my worth from productivity. And more I'm just learning how to slow down and not rush the ripening of my life. And it fits so perfectly. That verse really stood out to me because of the painting. Painting really has a lot of fruit in it, and it also has this idea of fruition, which comes back to the power of our words being something that creates our reality. And really, it's not that the words you speak themselves have the power, but the words that you're speaking are so true to who you are, because otherwise why would you be speaking them? There's something that you fully believe, and honestly, I would hope that sometimes we don't fully believe them, and sometimes we say things jokingly, and it really doesn't matter what you're saying so much as how you're saying it, and the attitudes behind it. So basically, this idea of fruition, and our words are bringing into completeness and ripening the fruit. of our life and the direction it's going, so we can really use the power of our voice to speak into existence many things that we believe in. And it's really the power of language that allows so many ideas to move from place to place and from culture to culture and from time period to time period. And the day and age that we're in right now is amazing because it's the age of information, and I see in my vision for the future a very big leap in humanity and just in our consciousness as so many people of like mind come together, and so many people understand that they're not alone, because people like myself are out here on the internet just talking random stuff, and then other people relate to it, and there's been a lot of people that I've been able to relate to and understand myself more fully in them, and understand just like life and just the unfolding of things. And so I think it's interesting because, I mean, even right now I'm actually painting a gate, and so this painting will most likely be called Taste and See, the Kingdom of Fruition. And so it's really about like walking into this other state of mind or other state of consciousness where you are, I guess it's really a painting and a prayer for my own fruition, like just all the things in my life that have been falling into place already, and then just recognizing the things that are falling into my place, recognizing the things that are falling into place every day for me, and a little bit of just like getting out of my head of the whole needing success and needing my artwork to be a certain something in order for me to be fulfilled. And I'm not thinking that way anymore. It's more of just, I would say it's an allowing of things to come about in a natural timing and in a divine timing, and not worry about really how it looks, or like I guess this idea of like my art being just like a spiritual practice and a way to give. And as much as I'd love to make money from it, just kind of detaching from that side of it, detaching from the objects themselves of like the artwork being so precious to me, and like needing a certain amount of money to compensate myself. I was listening to some videos by the artist Chris Dyer, and he was just talking about how he wanted to be proof that you don't need money to succeed in this world. And I love that. I love his idea. And I love that that's so true, for one. But then it's like learning how to integrate that into my own life, because there's a very large part of me that still wants to have everything I need, and part of me believes, I guess, that that comes with money. But it's more and more just daily noticing that I do already have everything that I need, and just like how grateful I am for all those things in my life, and just thankful that I even have this art practice at all, whether or not it's my source of income. Just like being grateful that I enjoy it so much. And I'm kind of getting off topic a little bit of this painting itself. So another thing that this is kind of bringing forth is kind of like, what are you eating? There's a verse in the Bible that says, taste and see that the Lord is good. And I would just wonder like how many people are out there tasting regular old ordinary conversations and never kind of diving into like the deeper truths of life, or even thinking about like why am I here in this world? Like, what is my purpose? And in my opinion, your purpose is simply to exist and enjoy your life and just be a vessel of worship and that's my own personal thing. I don't think any of us have to really achieve anything to be considered purposeful. But I would like to see people awake to the things that they are called to in life. Like, even just me doing this art study next few weeks. I don't know when I'll post this video, but just doing this art study, it's really getting out of my comfort zone. And I don't know if it's something I'm called to in the long run, but I'm certainly feeling called to it right now, at least for this one, and just see how it goes. And I can only imagine, like, if I kept all this artwork inside of myself, or if I was too afraid to make these videos and talk, and I had been that way in the past. So it's just interesting, like, how many people are holding in something that could be of use to other humans and just life on this planet in general. I just want to see more people awake to their good and awake to their own power. And I think that a little bit of that does start with our words. And it starts with just it starts with being so in tune with our physical senses that when we taste a delicious piece of pineapple, we're we're immediately just drawn to the realization of, wow, there's something greater than me. I could have never thought of this wonderful taste of this juicy pineapple. And so it's just like looking at nature as well as eating. When you're eating and looking at nature, you're just inspired to this awe-inspiring feeling. And really, that's just like, really all that is our purpose. That's why we're here. We're just here to realize how thankful we are for everything. At least that's kind of how I feel right now about why we're here. I actually think we're here for a lot of reasons. So kind of along these lines of just having the same old low vibration conversations or interests, it's like, are we just kind of digesting the same stuff? Like in the Bible, Paul talks about people being babies that are eating spiritual milk or drinking spiritual milk, and that they're ready for the food that's more mature, that is something that takes a minute to digest. And just kind of like being aware of what you can digest right now. Like, at least for me, sometimes I've been kind of upset that I'm not further along in my journey, or that I have to learn the same lessons again and again. And it's not that you won't be able to digest the apple and bite into the apple one day, but sometimes your journey is just, it's got its own timing, and everybody's going along at exactly where they need to be at the time. And you may think you're ready for something else, but maybe you're not. Or maybe you're holding yourself back. Maybe you are ready for more mature truth to become a part of your life, but you're just comfortable with what you have. And it's good to be content, but I think in the area of wisdom and just not necessarily knowledge so much, but just like being able to digest something that teaches you how to truly live life to the fullest and not to hold anything back. And I would encourage people in both areas. Like, I think everyone can relate to both sides of the story. Like, if you're in a place that you feel like you should be learning more and that you're just not moving as quickly as you want to go, I would just go back to that verse about not rushing the ripening of your fruit, and just understanding that you are learning exactly what you need to learn at this time. And then for people who are just kind of complacent, I would encourage you to actually maybe seek out a little bit of extended learning that's outside of your comfort zone, even if it's just through meditation and prayer, just like going for a walk and just opening up your heart to something that's beyond you and beyond yourself. And not that wisdom is outside of us. I think that everything is within us, and you're able to find it on the inside. You're able to find God on the inside. It's not like you're separate from these deeper truths or the higher understanding. And I guess I would wonder, like, what's the point in all that? And I think it is really just so that you do bear sweeter fruit. Like, why would you want to be bearing like with the words of your mouth, you're creating the fruit of your life, and it's so easy to be able to see the kind of person that someone is based off of their actions and based off of the way that they talk and their words. Just you get such a deep understanding of a person in that way. So I would just wonder if the words that we're speaking, are we speaking words that are creating fruit that's bitter and disgusting and rotten and bruised and just like not edible, really? Like, are the words that we are speaking, are other people able to digest those words? Or are we speaking some words that are easily digestible and easily delicious for other people to hear? I mean, sometimes you really do have to kind of like say the thing that nobody wants to say. And I think certain ones of us are called to that calling, to be able to say those things. I don't know. I would hope I'm not called to say the things no one wants to say, but I don't know. I'm just saying whatever's on my mind. So I guess that's kind of what's going on with this painting so far. I would like to read a few verses from the Bible that talk about our words, and it's so interesting how straightforward and plain they are when it comes to the words that we speak, even that the words themselves have enough power to bring death. So let me just read over a few of these, and you can enjoy some images of the piece in progress while I'm doing so. The good person out of the good treasure of his heart produces good, and the evil person out of the evil treasure of his heart produces evil. For out of the abundance of the heart, his mouth speaks. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruits. By your words you will be justified, or by your words you will be condemned. From the fruit of his mouth a man is satisfied with good, and the work of his hands comes back to him. Gracious words are like a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the body. The Lord gives wisdom, and from his mouth come knowledge and understanding. A gentle tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness in it breaks the spirit. There is one whose rash words are like sword thrusts, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Yeah, so basically that is some of those interesting words that in themselves also have power. Also, if you're interested in joining my art jam on January 26th, that's the beginning, and we're going to be making art around our words, thoughts, and actions, and trying to make those, just trying to be more aware of them. So kind of goes along with this topic that I'm painting right now, and I've certainly been thinking about it for months. So I'm interested to see how it goes, and I'm very excited to talk about some of the things I've been learning in a more formal way. And yeah, hopefully you'll join me. There's a link for that in the description, and or on Instagram, it would be in my bio. But yeah, hopefully some of you will join me. Alright, thanks for watching, and have a lovely day. I would love to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts on our words, and yeah, bye.